Hello everyone, my name is Grethade and I'm here from Noobcast Gaming and 01 Gaming. Just coming to you with a first time doing a Zerg Rush. If you saw my intro video in that vlog on Monday, I had mentioned that I do play StarCraft 2. And with the assistance of Red Firefly from Noobcast Gaming, I was giving a Zerg Rush a go. What you're going to notice from the get-go is that I do have it set up on easy. The only reason for that difficulty is for learning purposes. I obviously do not play on that with some of my ladder rankings I've had. Lord knows how I get those ladder rankings. I do play harder difficulty than that. But never trying a Zerg Rush before, and only playing Zerg once before. I did it merely for the fact of learning the build. So, I really had no idea, because usually when I start a StarCraft 2 game, I usually always try to do a couple SCVs and try to get enough there to do production. Apparently that's not what I want to do for a quick Zerg Rush. Boy, was I surprised to learn that. So I ended up doing one drone here. And the one drone was really just a... I'm later told, I found I did this wrong. Surprise. I actually wanted the drone to come back and create a spawning pool, and the reason for that spawning pool is to get Zerglings out really, really quick. I didn't know this. Again, never playing Zerg before. This was a brand new concept to me, and it was just mind-boggling. So here we go. We got a drone out, and yeah, here's where I'm told to do a spawning pool. Of course, I'm being instructed what to do with the spawning pool and where I should put it. I was advised that I could maybe make it as a kind of a barrier for my ramp, but I decided to keep everything close just for the sake of it, and I also had the creep to try to increase the speed of my drones. And then, yeah, there we go. There's that. I end up doing another drone, and then I also get overlords out. That was another concern I had, was overlords. Being a Terran player, a problem that I run into a lot is we need more supply depots, and Lord knows, and I'm sure any Terran player can say this, that, you know, damn it, you hate that line, because you just know what that means. You're like, oh, poor managing. I'll admit I don't do that properly all the time, but you know, this still sucks to hear it. So I was definitely concerned with overlords and making sure I had enough to get the masses I want. So, all right, there's my. I think this is my first Zerglings I get here. Now, another thing that really, really surprised me, and I know the idea behind this was to get Zerglings out fast. I didn't realize just how fast I actually want to get these out. The fact that I already had Zerglings coming out, and being told I should do a rush with them right away just blew... I was just like, what? No. I know that if I try to do... Because in my mind, Zerglings are Terran, the Marines, right? So I figure, okay, I got 6 Zerglings, it's like 6 Marines. Lord knows I wouldn't go charging headlong with 6 Marines into a base. Of course, if you could have them out by about 3.5 minutes, that'd also be quite impressive, right? So there we go. I have my little Zerglings off there, and you can see them marching away on the map. And, yeah, definitely want to try to make sure I get drones up. Trying to figure out how to run the economy was also another interesting task. It's amazing how, despite it being the same game, it's really a different game what you got going on here. So, okay, there we go. Got my Zerglings in. First thing I always do, and I always do this, go for the queen. It's amazing what that can do to actually slow down production, because the lack of larvae that's actually coming out from that. Anyone that plays against Zerglings, like, think about how fast some of those units come out. It's because you had that queen that's spitting out an extra 5 larvae. That could make a heck of a difference. Like if you do other builds, like if you do mutas or hydralisks and whatnot, if if you have the larva being slowed down like that, that's huge, right? So go after those queens. Alright, so we got more Zerglings coming out. Which, oh, by the way, I had to apologize. This is all post-production with the commentary. I had a fight with Fraps, and unfortunately, when you get into a fight with technology, there's a good chance that you might lose when you're still new to everything. And apparently Fraps doesn't want to do my microphone. It likes to do the mic from my webcam, of all things, not my actual condenser mic. Anyways, alright, we're going to have Zerglings back up in that base again and ready to do some more harassing here in just a second. And here we go. Up I go. I should probably get the alert saying that my forces are under attack. There they are. Alright. And of course, what do I go? Go right back for that mineral line. Mineral line and investors. Get rid of those little buggers. Alright. So at this point, I was given the option of what I should do. I felt that I should probably get an extractor on it and get my Zerglings upgraded so they could at least rush. I also get my queen out finally. That was definitely slow. You want your queen out faster to try to get more larva up, because to spewing out 6 Zergling at a time, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just not. That's going to be... Your game's going to end quick. Especially if you have a backdoor drop of any variety, whether it's a Warpin from Protoss or if you get a medevac drop of any variety. Yeah, that's it. You're toast. The other thing you'll notice is I actually have a hive going up now, too. A second one, right next to the first one. And that seems rather odd to do. Like, I don't recall ever seeing that off the top of my head. But believe it or not, it actually worked out rather well for this, and here's why. In a moment here, I'll be getting a second queen out, and with both queens, I was going back and forth between the 2 different hives, spewing out 7 larvae each at a time. Do the math on the Zerglings. That's 28 Zerglings each, cycle. That's a lot. That was me noobing it up, by the way. You can only do the larva on 1 hive at a time, which is why I had that other queen coming. I knew that. I don't know why I was trying to do anything different. Nonetheless, I did what I did. In the moment of the game, you might not... unless you're a Diamond Leaguer or if you're a Grandmaster and you know better, like... You might just get that moment while you're playing, and then as you're watching again, you're just like, why the fuck did I do that? That makes absolute no sense. Why did I do that? You don't think about it sometimes. You just instinctively try to do things just to try to build yourself up. And if you can get yourself to an instinctive state, well, it's not a horrible thing as long as those instincts are proper. StarCraft and myself, unfortunately, are not proper. The other thing I try to learn groups was, oh my god, was that difficult? Because as a Terran player, I always group my command centers together, group my racks together, my factories together, starports together, and I'll set the rally point all to the same spot for this stuff. And it's just so I know where my masses are for each type of unit, right? If they're ear units, they're one spot. If they're bio ground units, they're in another spot. If they're vehicle ground units, they're in another spot. I can control them however I need to. And trying to figure that out for Zerg I wasn't sure how to do that. I finally realized what I should be doing, and I think I just did it there. I was grouping my queens together because I could hotkey the larva onto the hives. And of course, it shows up here in a minute, but I actually end up grouping my hives together too. So it's just a matter of what is it? 2V. Click on the hives, then one S in Z to hell. Just cram that Z, and out comes the Zerglings. All right. So instead of trying to do the 6 Zergling Rush, I'm actually trying to build up a little bit stronger yeah, I'm trying to build up a little bit stronger of a force just so that they're not gone right away. Because 6 Zerglings just doesn't do it.
Metamorphosis complete.
And there's the upgrade. Okay, when I was playing this before, I did not catch that upgrade. Had I caught that upgrade, I would have probably sent those Zerglings almost immediately because they would have been ready to go. I did not catch that upgrade. Notice. And, you know, it's only a few seconds later. But, yeah, there we go. So, you might, I don't know if you see it or not, but I just grouped my Zerglings together. And away I go. I'm such a horrible clicker. Watching this, I'm such a horrible clicker. If anyone has any advice on how to get better about that clicking, by all means, leave comments. I want to know. And like I said before, I'm not opposed to creative criticism. So anything that tells me how to be better at any of this, by all means.
More overlords.
That, oh god. Spawn more, oh. That's just like supply depots. It's the same thing. Like in your mind, it's just the absolute same message. You're just like, God damn it, did not manage that properly. So there we go. I go after the hydra lists and whatnot, and then I think there's a point where I realized that I probably shouldn't do that and should actually go after the mineral line. Or was that a different rush? That might have been a different rush. Because I actually think I take out all of these. Yeah, I take out all these forces. And that does not leave me with very many Zerglings. I probably have 10 to 12 there. And the Queen's going to do damage on that too. Yeah, there they go. Oh boy. I did a little bit of damage that time. By the way, did I mention I'm a Terran player? I'm pretty sure I did. I cannot stress that enough because trying to figure this out, trying to do this properly was so dark. And you know, and if you're a regular Zerg player and you're watching this, you're probably yelling at your screen or, you know, calling me all sorts of absurd names. And that's fine. But I also want to remind you when you started playing Zerg for the first time. How was that for you? It was difficult, wasn't it? If you weren't completely sure of what to do. Give me my Terrans, I might do a little bit better. Did I send my Zerglings off again? Yes, I did. So I get the hotkeys. I'm figuring that out better. Boy, I have a feeling when I go back to Terran, I'm going to hit a key. I'm like, why am I not doing this right? And then I'm going to realize why I'm doing it wrong. Alright, so... Oh yes, that's when I first realized that I might have some problems. More Zerglings. And I believe I start doing this at a little bit faster rate. There's a point where I start heeding my own advice and start going after them a little bit faster. And with the Zerglings, and it's 28 Zerglings per rush. That doesn't seem like a lot, but if you think about how long it takes a Zergling to spawn, if you think about that, think of how fast the Zergling spawns. And if you're S and you just slam Z, so you got, you know, 14 of them spawning right away, that's what? Correct me if I'm wrong, it's 30 seconds spawn time for Zergling. If you have every 30 seconds, if you do this right, every 30 seconds you have 28 Zerglings coming away, that could really, really hurt. Alright. So, we got a little bit larger Zergling pile there. Let's see if they're trying to get more larvae out. Trying to be efficient with that. Oh god, do I struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with that. But alright, here we go. Off to go, my little minions, off to go, haha. Oh boy. Here we go.
Our forces are under attack.
Man, that came out really, really quick. And there's a one of these rushes. I forget which rush it is. I'm gonna go right past these units, and I go straight for their mineral line. At this point, like, yeah, that's when I realized they had mutas, and I was doing pure Zergling Rush when I saw mutas up there. I was worried. I was straight up worried about the mutas because I didn't have any anti-air. I had the queens, but if you have any amount of mutas attacking 2 queens, that's not going to last long. So you see that I decided to put up a baneling's nest. Excuse me. I actually don't end up using that. I figured if I actually had time to, I want to lose this hive here. I was not using my expansion properly. I managed expansions about as well as I managed it probably about as well as Enron manages their finances. Anyone that's from the 90s, please understand that joke. If you do not understand that joke, I'll be so sad. Alright, here I go on D, but I have lots of Zerglings. I have a lot. I didn't even group them. But at this point, mutas are in retreat. I'm thinking, I'm trying to get something set up, and I'm like, wait a minute. I should definitely be sending them up that way. So off my Zerglings go, and they're going to do some damage now back to them. And I get to build another hive. By the way, did I hotkey that one? I sure did. Oh lord, I'm learning hotkeys. That scares the shit out of me. Alright, so here's one where I just said, screw it. I went straight after the mineral line. I went after the queens. I know that they had units behind me. I knew they were going to do damage, but you know what? I had to do what I had to do. I had to slow down their economy because at the point that they're coming at, even on an easy computer, trying to learn this, I was not doing that well. Alright, so here we go. I got queens with the larva there. Larva should be spewing up in a second here. I really wish I had something to talk about at this point, but this is nothing. Actually, you know what? While we're waiting for the Zerglings here, I'm going to tell you about what's going on at our websites. During the month of February, 01 Gaming is actually not focusing so much on these massive play games, but rather Final Fantasy, with the release of Final Fantasy 13-2. And a lot of the writers are contributing with reviews of their favorite Final Fantasy games. Over at Noobcast Gaming, we just had episode 6 come out of our podcast. Please check that out. And okay, I got Zerglings up, and I'm probably gonna go back and do more Zergling, another Zergling group, so I have a larger group to try to go after them with. Yeah. So I end up going on D again. I'm actually kind of thankful that the mutas, like, this is an easy computer, because I know if I was playing a player, they'd see the mutas, and the mutas would just be like, "You've got nothing to attack me with. I'm just going to keep attacking you." And I know that would happen. I know that would happen. All right. So I try to kick myself into overdrive, and I go after the queen again. I go back after their units and whatnot, or their. Actually, the structures is what I end up trying to go after. Mainly that hive, because if I can destroy that hive at this point with the amount of drones that they have, I felt that I might have delivered a bigger blow. And I didn't do it with that rush. The next rush was definitely what I planned on being the takedown point. Now, I want to point this out. Yep. Remember those overlords at the very beginning of the game where I sent them off to that expansion? Look at that. I would have had no idea that was there. Sneaky little boogers, I tell you. And the funny thing is, they didn't use their natural expansion once. Not once. So, what turned out to be a partial fluke, actually, that turned out to be a... Look at that. Gone right away. Right away, they were gone. I feel that I did that properly. complete by fluke. I'm not gonna deny the fact that it was definitely an odd spot to send them, but in the case, it really helped to take out that blind spot I wouldn't have seen, because who's in the right mind is gonna send someone over there anyway?
Our forces
If you say, well, I would have. Really? Would you? Would you? Think about it for a minute. It's an odd spot. I just do odd things. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, I'm thinking about maybe sending more Zerglings up there. Or, yeah, that's it. I sent the group over. For whatever reason, I didn't get all my Zerglings highlighted there, so
more
off we go.
overlords. Mineral field.
At this point, I was decided I don't need more overlords because I'm going to lose those Zerglings in a minute. I know I'm going to lose those Zerglings in a minute. So it's just a matter of saying, well, I could do the overlords, or I could wait till they die and then come back with more Zergling spawns there. And I think this is actually the one where I destroyed their hive. So I can only imagine what their economy looks like at this point. I don't think I saw any more units built at this point. Yeah, I'm going back there. I didn't see anything else there. Yeah. There's probably, there goes my Zerglings again. Don't let that fool you. Their base is being revealed. Do not let that surprise you or anything. That does not. No, that did not happen. So here we go again, going after the unit there, and their units are so far behind me. It's kind of nice because I actually had a chance to do a little bit of structural damage, and I got rid of that damn Queen again. This computer had to build that so many times. Yeah, get rid of that infestor. Go, go, go. Down with it! Down with it! Go, go, go. So, this is going to keep going on. This is about where I get my drones out of that area, because I cleaned it completely out. And of course, with that expansion pack, I kept my overlords there. So if they ever decided to go back there, which it did, I don't know why they're so infatuated with that. I don't know. Anyway, this keeps going on where I just keep building up the Zerglings at this point. They have no other hives. It's just a matter of spewing up the Zerglings, and it was just a damage. It was just accumulated damage at this point, because this hive is going to go down in a minute, and yeah, there goes the extractor. I'm a completionist. I feel that if I'm gonna destroy it, I'm gonna freaking destroy them. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna show you the whole thing because at this point it gets repetitive. You guys figured out what I did wrong, or what I did wrong, what I did right, and what I could do. Also, here's a quick peek at my score. This just proves I did win the game. Yeah. That's all of it right there. So, thanks for checking us out, and we will catch you next time.